Welcome to battle number 7 of week number 9 of the FnF Victory Road Draft League Season 2. This battle is going to be pitting Morgana's team, which is Northern Necrozmas, versus Sir Roland's team, which is Waterfront Woods. As a reminder, the Mega Pokemon available in this battle is Mega Garchomp. And then the two Z Pokemon available in this battle are Necrozma with Z Any Privilege and Zeraora with Z Attack Privilege. It looks like Morgana brought his Mega and his Z Pokemon. Sir Roland actually didn't bring Mega or the Z Pokemon, so that's going to be pretty interesting to see what strategies he's using without those. Joining me in commentary today is Startoad from Detroit Dinos, and
Hello.
We're going to start with initial thoughts. So if you want to go first, you could go ahead, and then I'll tag along after.
It looks like Sir Roland brought a lot of his very fast and powerful mons like Staraptor on the physical side, Roserade on the special side, Gardevoir on the special side, and generally looks pretty frail. The only really bulky mon he has is Torterra. But on contrasting that, Morgana has a lot more bulky mons, Necrozma, Mantine, Garchomp, even Primarina. So Morgana looks a lot more bulky. Still hits very hard though. Not stall.
Yeah. Definitely not going to be a stally match.
I also like to point out that Sir Roland brought Gardevoir and Gallade. So, the two, I don't know what you call that line. Hoenn Psychics? I don't know.
Yeah, it's
The whole, Ralts line a lot, so.
It's interesting because his team, they all kind of fit this green and white aesthetic. All of them generally are white or green, whereas Morgana kind of has a blue, kind of a little bit darker aesthetic going on, which is doesn't really impact the battle, just something interesting that I saw. I think that Torterra is going to be a pretty good Pokemon for Roland in this, being his bulkiest Pokemon and also having a pretty decent matchup in being able to hit things hard and also take a hit too. Not a lot of Pokemon look like they'll run ice moves, maybe Primarina with Ice Beam and maybe a Hidden Power Ice on Zeraora, but I don't see a lot of other Pokemon running ice, so in that respect, it does seem like it is kind of safe. And what you pointed out is right. So Roland, I think, is going to go for more of the fast offense, whereas Morgana is going to be taking a hit here and there, but trying to fire off some really powerful moves. I think for him, Primarina definitely could be a good Pokemon in how bulky it is and how hard it hits and the coverage it has. Gengar also looking really nice, hitting pretty much almost a little bit over half the team effectively. That ghost typing is going to be very valuable for him, although Frostlass can pull some shenanigans as well. So definitely not going to be a stall match, like you said. So we'll see how this goes. Not sure if you have any other initial thoughts. I don't really have any.
Do I?
All right, let's jump right into it then and begin.
In terms of leads, I think we're gonna see Frostlass or Roserade to set up spikes on Sir Roland's side, and maybe Necrozma or Garchomp. I don't know yet.
Those would be my guesses. Maybe Staraptor to pivot and maybe Zeraora to pivot.
We do see a Frostlass lead and a Zeraora lead.
Feline and no, you can't. Frostlass maybe going to go for those spikes or maybe try to pull off a Destiny Bond. I know that Sir Roland really does like using Destiny Bond. And the knockoff is going to hit, removing that Focus Sash, which still activates anyways. Frostlass is at 1%. I don't know if Morgana is going to go for a hit on Frostlass though, since it used Destiny Bond. So we might just see him switch out into something else. Maybe Mantine, since it could take a hit from Frostlass. Not a Thunderbolt, but still we might see something switch out. Frostlass probably going to go for an Ice Beam or something like that.
maybe Frostlass could set up spikes because I think he's gonna switch out. I don't think he wants Zero Aura to die yet.
Yeah. Yeah, Frostlass looks like it's in a prime position to either set up spikes or hit a switch in really hard. I'm not sure if he'll be able to hit any switch in hard. Yeah, Manta Storm is the one who comes in to take that Thunder Wave.
Thunder Wave on Frostlass is pretty interesting. I know it has a pretty good move pool, like a bunch of status moves, Destiny Bond, decent coverage.
And another non-attack by Morgana to not trigger that Destiny Bond. Tailwind is now up.
Tailwind on Mantine is interesting. I don't really see that often.
I think Morgana's actually run it once before.
Oh, has he? I haven't been paying attention that much. But Frostlass does go for the taunt as it goes down. Mantine probably doesn't want to be taunted because it's pretty passive.
Yeah, and its only attacking move is probably Scald. So
Yeah.
whatever comes in is going to be pretty confident that it's only going to go for a Scald. For that reason, we might see Roserade or Gardevoir come in so that they don't really care about burn. Especially Gardevoir with Trace and Water Absorb. It pretty much has to switch out if Gardevoir comes in. Gardevoir will actually have a pretty good time if it comes in because it could hit any switch in pretty hard since Manta Storm is the most specially defensive Pokemon on Morgana's team. A Moonblast will hurt pretty much everything else. Not Gengar, but Gengar's not going to want to come in on the possible Psychic or Psyshock.
Gardevoir could also trace Water Absorb. I've tried using that before. It hasn't worked, but maybe we'll see it this time. Oh, actually we see Haha Keyboard, the Gallade.
Interesting choice considering Mantine is locked into Scald, but Mantine's just going to switch out and Knockoff is going to hit Necrozma. Still hasn't come, the Necrozma, a reference to that plushie that he ordered that still hasn't come. But no item is knocked off, meaning that this Necrozma definitely has a Z Crystal attached. Or no item, but more likely a Z Crystal.
Yeah, I think it's a Z Crystal. We saw that it had an item in the team preview.
Oh, interesting. I actually never considered that the team preview shows when you have an item and when you don't.
Oh yeah. What Z move do you think? I don't know, probably just Psychic.
Yeah, probably. Especially considering there's no Dark in this matchup. Well, Mega Absol, but it didn't come.
That's pretty real anyways, so... I mean... whatever.
And the Z Prismatic Laser, is that the move?
I don't know.
Oh no, Photon Geyser.
Oh yeah, it's Photon Geyser, that's the thing.
I don't know where I got Prismatic Laser from.
Oh, it has two signature moves. That's like a psychic version of Hyper Beam, I think.
Oh, okay. No wonder I never see it.
Good for like Z moves and stuff, but that's it.
Looks like Stealth Rock are now up on Cyrillin's side. Just use a meme. The Gardevoir is going to come in, and it does trace that Prism Armor, which is a nice ability to trace, especially versus a Pokemon like Gengar, for example.
Yeah, I think Gardevoir is primed to use Moonblast because it hits everything pretty hard. And even Gengar gets hit hard by Psychic, so it might not want to switch in. Yeah,
Gengar's a really risky switch in, especially with that Prism Armor now. It will reduce Shadow Ball and maybe make it so that Shadow Ball doesn't KO.
We do see the Moonblast and a special attack drop. And a Thunder Wave from Necrozma. That will definitely hinder Gardevoir.
Yeah, and if Necrozma has Moonlight, then it's not really going to care about switching out anyways, because Gardevoir is eventually going to be paralyzed, and then it'll eventually be able to restore to full.
Yeah.
Yeah, this Necrozma set with Stealth Rock, Thunder Wave, Photon Geyser, I'm assuming, and Moonblast is one that I've run before. Oh, but it's not Photon Geyser.
It does not do a lot.
Yeah, Continental Crush only going to do 42%.
Did not do a lot because of the special attack drop, and even without it, it wouldn't have killed. But Necrozma has definitely left its mark.
Yeah, for sure.
Aura switch in. Beeline to Zero Aura.
With its low defense, Gardevoir is not going to want to take Plasma Fists.
Yeah, I think it'll die to a Plasma Fist.
And I don't think that Sir Roland has any defoggers aside from Staraptor, but he normally doesn't run defog on Staraptor. It's more of an attacker.
Yeah. But at the same time, his team isn't like super weak to rocks. Like Gallade and Torterra aren't really affected by it that much. It's only really Staraptor.
Yeah, that's true.
And speaking of Torterra, that's who we see switch in. Taking the Plasma Fist.
Nothing really wants to get hit by an Earthquake. Mantine could come in, but then it doesn't want to get hit by Woodhammer. So Torterra looks like it's a pretty solid Pokemon in this matchup. Hidden Power Ice can do quite a number, but we have seen Torterra hold a Yache Berry before, so that is a possibility this time as well.
I'm wondering if he's going to stay in here.
If Zero's choice, he has to switch out. And it looks like he does to Mantistorm the Mantine. Taking that Earthquake, it doesn't do any damage, and Mantistorm is now maybe going to try to Scald Torterra. Indeed, Haha Keyboard comes out. Scald is not going to burn, so Haha Keyboard is able to go for perhaps a Thunder Punch next turn. Or Zen Headbutt, which would synergize nice with that Thunder Wave Paralysis.
Yeah, I thought Gallade was a pretty risky switch in because it could have gotten burned. And another knockoff from Gallade, but it still does not get burned by Scald.
Gallade definitely trying to call out that switch in to Gengar, I think. But Gengar is a pretty risky switch in considering Gallade does have access to Zen Headbutt and Psycho Cut. Losing Leftovers is going to hurt Mantine's overall longevity.
Yeah, I think that was good for Sir Roland. Now maybe... Oh, we see the close combat, but it does not deal a lot of damage.
This time the burn does happen, and Shadow Sneak not going to do much to Mantine as it roosts while Haha Keyboard, the Gallade, goes down to that burn damage.
Could see Torterra? Yeah. Torterra switches in. Probably looking for a Woodhammer. That will definitely deal a whole lot of damage to Mantine, especially if it's like banded. Oh, and the rock slide misses. Unfortunate. Mantine goes for another Scald, but no burn.
That would have been so unfortunate if both a rock slide missed and the burn from Scald.
Yeah, that would have been awful. I mean, Gardevoir has Heal Bell, so maybe, but I doubt you'll see that.
Yeah. Now that Torterra used Rock Slide and there's a chance that it's banded, I'm thinking Morgana might want to switch in Garchomp.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good switch in.
The big question is it banded? I'm going to guess it is, but I'm not sure.
And the flinch. Very, very fortunate for Sir Roland after the miss.
Judging on how much damage that did for a non-stab, pretty weak move, I'm going to say maybe it is banded.
Yeah, in that case, Garchomp would definitely be able to switch in. Well, Manta Storm, the Mantine, does go down to another Rock Slide.
I think he definitely wanted to have a safe switch in this case.
Yeah. But we do see no plushie to Gengar come out. Staraptor switching in, but it goes down to a Sludge Wave. Probably expecting him to Shadow Ball, but that is not safe switching.
Format 2 name, the Roserade comes out. Roserade does have decent special defense, so it might be able to take a Sludge Wave, but I'm not sure if it can do much back. Maybe go for a Sleep Powder or an Extra Sensory if it has Extra Sensory, but I'm not sure if that'll KO Gengar.
Shadow Ball, actually. Bringing Gengar down to its Sash. I know Morgana loves to run Sash Gengar, so it's not a super huge surprise, and now Roserade goes down. 4-2 right now. We do see Gardevoir switching. Just use a meme to Gardevoir.
Paralyzed and under half health, a Sludge Wave will definitely be able to take it down, and that's what happens. But the Cursed Body prevents Gengar from using Sludge Wave yet again. If it's Choice, oh wait, it's not Choice. Never mind. But I don't know if it'll be able to take down Torterra with a move that's not Sludge Wave. Maybe Shadow Ball, but I don't think it will be able to.
This is definitely Torterra's time to shine. But oh, the Destiny Bond from the Gengar will take down Torterra and Gengar in the process. So,
wow.
3-0 score for Morgana. Very, very well played.
Yeah, definitely. There was some surprising stuff from both sides. That Destiny Bond was actually pretty clutch, but it makes sense with the Focus Sash set, especially with Gengar's nice speed.
Yeah.
Sir Roland remarking his own strategy turned against him. He was fishing for that Destiny Bond with Frostlass, and it ended up being the winning move for Morgana with Gengar, so it's a little ironic there. The overall, a pretty good match. I think the rocks really helped Morgana, but I really am curious if Staraptor was Scarfed. If it was Scarfed, it might have been able to take down Gengar, but otherwise, I think Gengar was a really big threat, especially with all those Psychic types running around and being able to hit a lot of stuff super effectively. Really good, pretty offensive match from both sides. And yeah, that's my closing thoughts. I don't know if you have anything else to add.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say that the switch into Staraptor, yeah, that was really risky, and especially if it was Scarfed, I think it could have gone a lot differently if it didn't go down so early.
Yeah, if it was brought in safely.
Yeah.
That Cursed Body against the Sludge Wave, though, was really clutch. Without Destiny Bond, Torterra probably would have been able to take down Gengar. That was really interesting. But yeah, I think that yeah, this actually seals Morgana into playoffs. So now we have 4 people confirmed for playoffs at this point, and 1 who's pretty likely, but it's still anybody's game, which is crazy because we're so close to the end, but we still have no idea who's making it in.
There's a lot of uncertainty.
Yeah, for sure. But one thing's certain, this is going to be a good end to Week 9, as we still have 1 more match to come, and the last week is definitely going to be really exciting. So tune in for that. I don't know if you have any more thoughts about this particular match.
Nope.
All right. Well, that was the match between Morgana and Sir Roland. The victory for Northern Necrozmas, and Startoad joining me in commentary. And we'll see you next time for the last battle of Week 9, and then some Week 10 battles to come. See you then.